Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today, the goal is to get back to some level of normalcy. After last week, me not being here unexpectedly, and then yesterday we had to basically play catch up and get back into the swing of things. Today, I just want it to be a nice, full, normal day. On today's show, we don't have any particular topics to really discuss, besides maybe summarizing a little bit of what happened during the July 4th marathon. And I know you'll be like, that was like a week and a half ago. Yeah, but I haven't even had a chance to really talk about it because I wasn't here. But outside of that, this is going to be a much more laid back, chill show, a lot of interaction with the live audience. And if we don't have a lot to talk about, then today could be the day when we have a short podcast and maybe do a little bit more gameplay. Particularly today, it will be Death Stranding 2 that we're jumping back into. So, sit back and relax. It's time to get back to normalcy here on the Level 1 podcast. I forgot I played the shorter intro. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the show. Today is Sunday, the 13th of July, 2025. I'm DSP. This is the Level 1 podcast here on DSP Gaming. I hope you're all doing well. And like I said, I hope you're ready to just chill and relax, because this is not going to be a podcast that has a ton of hot topics or important things to discuss. More, I would just like to briefly talk about how that July 4th Indivestance Day marathon went, hit upon all the things that we did during it and what that means for the future, and the future marathons that are going to be coming, because we already had a couple good ideas. So we could start planning already for next month. But outside of that, I just want to kind of hang out. I want to have a more of a laid-back session. Yesterday was drama with me returning after being away for a week, and now I just want to get back into the normal swing of things, okay? So, welcome, everyone, to the show. I hope I find you all in good spirits, and if not, then hopefully today, the chill vibes of the podcast will allow you to get into them, and whatever's bothering you, hopefully won't bother you so much by the end. I'm doing pretty good. It's very hot here in Washington State. Right now, we are within a big summertime heat wave. And the thing is, we don't know if this heat wave will last the whole summer or if it's only for like a week. We have weird weather out here. Sometimes we'll have oddball, really hot days, and then it'll go back to being cool. So we're not sure what's going to happen. My air conditioning has been absolutely pumping nonstop, and most likely will be at least for the next week without any reprieve. If you're having summertime where you are, well, I wish you the best. I hope that you stay cool. But the summertime vibes for sure are around here. And what a weird summer, because for the first time in a long time, it's a very busy gaming summer, right? We've got multiple new releases on the horizon. I'm already juggling a whole bunch of games because I'm a PC gamer now. We now have a whole world of games that normally I wouldn't have been able to play that I'm playing, like American Truck Sim and Minecraft with mods. So it's been a pretty good run so far in the early summer. But now as we're going to start to head into kind of midsummer-ish and, late July, first half of August, there's going to be a lot more going on. There's a lot of games coming out. So I'm excited for it, and I hope that all of you are too. Okay, now before we get to all of that, I would like to briefly talk a little bit about Indivestance Day, how it went, and what it means for the future. For those who don't remember, okay, just about a little over a week ago was July 4th, or American Independence Day. And during that event, I did a marathon called Indivestance Day, where I drank a lot. Holy crap, did I drink a lot that day. I cleaned out my closet, or at least I attempted to. I got pretty far, but I didn't finish. And in addition to that, one of the major focuses of that day was to retire the vests and hats that I used to wear on stream. For those who don't remember, way back in the day, I say way back in the day, it was 5 years ago, I was wearing these vests on stream and hats as tiered rewards for when people supported my content. And so let's say I hit $50. I put a pull for a hat, and I'd put on a hat. $100, I put on a vest. And it worked for many years, actually. And then last year, basically, it just kind of got played out and boring. And I said, I don't really want to do it anymore. I've grown up. I'm going to start wearing better clothes. The streams are going to look better because now I have upgraded equipment. Don't need to do these gimmicks anymore. People should be tuning in and enjoying the content for what it is and supporting it if they like it, not to see me toss on a stupid clownish outfit, right? And so, as of last year, I stopped wearing them, all right? But the purpose of this marathon was to bring these things back out of retirement for one day only. And every time that I hit a milestone of support of $50, I would either put on a hat or a vest. In truth, it was really well received. People loved the event. They loved voting all day long for all the various different hats and vests. We actually got through all of the vests. I think I had 10 vests. Yeah, so I went through all of the vests, almost all of the hats. There was a few exceptions. Like I didn't wear the Sonic hat. I didn't wear the Ryu headband. I think there was maybe like one other. But for the most part, we got through almost all of the hats as well. So this was awesome. And officially, they're retired. What that means is I have put them into a storage container. They are in the closet, and I'm not going to be using those except for very special events. Like, let's say, for example, it's premiere day of a new Sonic game. Okay, maybe if we hit the support goal, I'll put on the Sonic hat, right? Something like that. But I am not going to be having those as a regular part of my content again. Maybe once in a while, because you guys really seem to like the event. Maybe every summer we could do Indivestance Day Marathon on or around July 4th. And if you like it, we could do it differently. Like this year we did a closet clean out, right? Maybe next year we could do an actual themed marathon of games. Maybe I could play as Guile in a bunch of fighting games, or maybe we could do other kind of like a themed thing. We'll have to think about it. Maybe Call of Duty, right? I don't know. So we'll talk about it, but obviously that's a whole year away. But the event went well. And I'm thinking that because it went so well, maybe it could be an annual thing that we do, much like we do the annual Halloween marathon or the annual Christmas marathon. Okay? I'd love your feedback. I didn't get any because I wasn't around. I'm absolutely sure that you guys probably left comments on the videos, and you probably would have told me what you thought about the marathon if I had been here to get your feedback, but I wasn't. I was gone for a week. So I hope that it went well. For those of you who were here, what did you think of the marathon? I'm curious what people have to say in the chat. Did you guys like it? By the way, what's going on, Chris? Good morning. Stevester, how you doing? How's everyone this morning? Don't worry, Stevester. I'm going to shout you out. He did a contribution right at the top of the show, but I did my little intro here first. Marathon was great. I didn't like it. I thought it was boring. I prefer gameplay. Well, the good news is, Real Life Loser, you can have gameplay. What you do is you go and you buy your own video game console or PC, and you can play games on it yourself. Isn't that exciting? That's right. You don't have to sit around and wait for me to do it. You can do it at your own home. Darkside Dabbing says it was nostalgic going through the vest. See, that's cool because here's the thing. I've been doing this now for almost 18 years. We're about to hit the 18-year anniversary of me being a content creator this fall, okay? And out of the 18 years, 4 of them, I was wearing hats and vests. So less than a quarter, okay? So for you guys, you're like, wow, it's so nostalgic because Phil was doing it for so long. And for me, it's like, it was like quick. No lie. It felt like I was only doing it for a little bit. And then people brought it up. They're like, you realize you've been doing this for 4 years, right? I was like, holy shit, I've been wearing vests and hats for 4 years. Like, geez, it certainly didn't feel like that. And so now I'm happy that things are better. The set's better. The quality is better. I got better equipment, better clothes. Everything's better, right? So that's excellent that there's been upgrades. But you're right. It is kind of nostalgic for those who maybe were around during that time frame and were watching constantly. And you're like, wow, now it's not part of the rotation anymore. No, but, things change for the better. They do. They change for the better. We've got silly celebrations when I hit goals now. We've got cool tiered rewards of DSP Tries It, which we'll talk about in a moment. We got all this good stuff going on. We don't need to put on a silly hat or a vest. And also, let's be honest, I don't care about the stupid streamers over on Twitch who are taking their clothes off, jumping in jello-filled hot tubs and riding all over their hands while riding a pickle rick. That's what I was kind of making a fun of 5 years ago when I started doing the vests and the hats. But now the joke kind of wore out because no one really cares about that shit anymore, right? So, there you go. So thank you to everyone who attended, everyone who hung out, supported, was a part of that Indivestance Day fun. And I'm sorry that I wasn't here to come back and kind of talk about it after the fact. I know after a big marathon, a lot of people you're on a high. You're like, wow, this is excellent. Let's come back and let's chill and talk about what we just did. And you guys didn't have opportunity to do that. And I am sorry about that. Okay. So, excuse me. My allergies persist and they're going to be pretty bad for the summer. I get the feeling. All right. So, good stuff. And man, let me tell you, that day, amazing support. And that's great because I felt like I bounced back. The last 2 marathons, we had a marathon of the premiere of the Switch 2, which was okay, but not great. And then we had a marathon that was just like a viewer's choice. That didn't go very well. So overall, my last couple of marathons were kind of flops. This one did well. This one people really enjoyed. They showed up. The viewers were high all day. Great attendance on the stream. Engagement and support were all exceptionally good. That's why we propelled ourselves. What were we at? Like 53, 54 goals? No, like 44 goals. And then we hit the goal and we actually did DSP Tries It, the Grillo's Pickles menu from Sonic, all in that same day. It was crazy. I wasn't expecting that, but it was excellent that it turned out that way. And I want to say thank you to everyone who was a part of that. Now, what's the next marathon? Well, here's the thing. We've already talked and we figured out a couple of really good ideas. Okay. So idea number 1 is the continuation of the very first marathon that I did this year. If you remember, very early in 2025, we did the Rageathon combined with the Mega Man Marathon because we couldn't decide between the two. So we fused the two together into one event called the Mega Man Rageathon. During that event, I played the classic Mega Man games, Mega Man 1, 2, and 3, on this Mega Man Legacy Collection on PC, but I was inebriated. You guys were supporting me so much that I was taking shots trying to play these very difficult classic platformers, and man, they whooped my ass. I'm not going to exaggerate, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Man, I was basically sucking really bad. It took me like almost 2 hours to beat Mega Man 1, which is a short game, but it's actually a very challenging game. Okay, so it was a very fun event. By the end of that event, I had beaten Mega Man 1, 2, and 3. Okay, I absolutely want to do part 2 of that marathon because in that very same Legacy collection, there's Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. To be honest with you guys, I've played Mega Man 4. I owned it. Mega Man 5, I think I rented. I don't even know if I ever played Mega Man 6, but I think I did a Mega Man marathon like 15 years ago. And so I think I played them all once during that event. So what I'd like to do is do part 2 of the Mega Man Rageathon, where we will have Booze and me inebriated trying to play classic Mega Man 4, 5, and 6 within that marathon. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off because each Mega Man game actually got longer the further that you went. Mega Man 4, Dr. Wily is not even the villain. Were you aware of that? That's right. It's a different person. So, yeah, I'm excited. I want to do that at some point, either August or September. I think that would be a great idea for a marathon. Now, the other marathon that we had the idea for is the Worst Games Marathon, meaning we purposefully select 5 or 6 bad games that we will play during a marathon setting. We already have a couple of them. We have Bad Rats, and we have Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. All right, and infamously, Big Rigs is one of the worst games ever made. All right, even the Angry Video Game Nerd covered it back in the day. And this Bad Rats, I don't know much about it, but people had actually recommended that I check it out like a few marathons ago. So I got it, but I never played it. All right, so it's a couple of interesting games that I can check out. Now, there's some other horrible games, I'm sure, as well. Someone just said, what about that Gollum game from a couple years ago? It's probably like $5. And that would be a good suggestion. Play it and you're passing through platforms and just dying nonstop. That could be funny. So I think what we guys should do is brainstorm some of the worst games ever. Now that I have a gaming PC, I pretty much have access to any game, right? So we could just get together a big list, a laundry list of bad games. And maybe what we could do is have like 15 games, and then that day we do some polling, and you guys vote for what games that I'll actually play during that marathon event. That could be fun. So that could be the next 2 marathons. We could have the Mega Man Rageathon Part 2, the conclusion, and then we could do the Worst Games Ever marathon. Okay? There was a bad King Kong game that Game Ranks dunks on. Oh, yeah? See, you guys would know better than me. You guys would definitely know better than me. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's let's talk about it. Let's start brainstorming. And the question is, what do you want to see first? Would you like the Mega Man Rage-a-thon, or would you like this Bad Games Marathon? I'm down for either. I think either one is a fine idea, and we're going to get to both anyway. Keep in mind, when we hit October, that's the Halloween Marathon, where we do horror games and other things. I dress up in a Halloween costume and all of that, okay? Cool. All right, let's go ahead and change this back. There we go. The actual podcast animations. Okay, before we continue on, I have some shout-outs to do. Let's get started. First of all, Stevester with our first contribution of the day, $5, and he says, laughing out loud, Shepherd on the floor, boom headshot. I mean, that's classic, right? Classic music that I still play to this day. That's like over 15 years old. I'm happy to have that kind of a legacy, that I have that stuff to draw upon and still have in my modern content. It's pretty cool. Thank you, Stevester. Then he did a second $5 super chat. Cool, Phil, I played Mega Man a while ago as a kid. Yeah, I played them when I was a kid. And then I played them again over the years, like emulated. And then I played them a million years ago, early on in my YouTube career. I remember I did this during the summer, like a Mega Man marathon. So this will be neat to finish up the second half of the original Mega Man games from NES. Cyber Elk, cheers to you. You did a 7-month notification for being a member here on the channel. He says, Phil, good to see you're back in full force. Thank you so very much. Cyber Elk, I appreciate that. Someone is asking, did anyone make new music for you recently? Yeah, did you hear the intro? Here it is. Attention! So yeah, someone has made new music for me recently. Okay. Let's see here. Oh crap. So my laptop, please bear with me today if I have a few minor technical hiccups. My laptop did a Windows update overnight, which it changed all my windows, and they're all the wrong shape and everything. It's annoying. Okay. All right. That's good there. And there we go. Okay. Guitar Player 1939 is here this morning. 49 months as a member. One of the longest running members on this very channel. Looking forward to more Truck Sim tonight. Me too. Tonight will be a nice, chill, interactive Truck Sim stream. You know what, Guitar Player? I'm glad you said that. I have to remember, during the break, I have to put more seltzers in my fridge. I think right now I don't have any in there, or I have like one. So I have to put a couple in there. Shoot, I do, so that they're cold for that stream. Okay. Yeah, so, all right, very briefly, since Guitar Player brought it up, all right, basically, here's today's schedule. It's all laid-back stuff. We got a laid-back podcast that I might not even do a full-length podcast because I don't have much to talk about. Then it's Death Stranding 2, and we all know the gameplay loop of that game, right? There's not much to it. It's kind of tedious, and, we just had taken over a base where now we have a giant vehicle. We're going to drive to the next area of the game and see what's next, because I don't know what's next. And then tonight, it's Truck Sim. I don't know where we'll be driving. Maybe we'll ask, because I have all these new states unlocked from the expansions I bought during the Steam Summer Sale. Last time we did Texas. I don't know if you want to do Texas more, or if you want to go to a different state. I'm okay with it, whatever. So it's going to be a nice, chill vibe, some brews, or I guess, do you call it an alcoholic seltzer a brew? I guess not. You brew beer. You don't brew seltzer, right? I don't know what you're supposed to call them. We're going to knock back some seltzies. We're going to knock some seltzies back, and it should be a nice interactive time on the late stream tonight. Chill vibes and lots of fun conversation. Good stuff. Okay, so now, as we begin getting into the new stuff for today, I just want to draw your attention to the bottom of the screen. Goals hit 55 of 60. Yesterday, we hit not 1, not 2, but 3 support goals for my return stream. So we went from 52 all the way up to 55. We're halfway to DSP Tries It Super Chicks. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you again. It is a new chain restaurant that just opened up in this area, okay? It is chicken sandwiches, salads. They also have sides such as, well, there's a chicken tender that's absolutely sopped in sauce. Look at that. They have that. That is the frozen custard with toppings, okay? That's a chicken cordon bleu sandwich. Look at the ham on that sucker. So they got really good stuff, and I'm very excited to try it. We got to hit some goals. We got a ways to go because we're halfway to the goal. I hit the wrong button. There we go. So please support the streams. The sooner the better. We hit 3 goals on yesterday's first stream. And then last night during the stream of CVS2, we didn't hit the goal. What happened? Well, I think it's a combination of factors. I think it's number one. Um, basically, number one, I always play fighting games on Friday nights. I was gone for a week, and then I crammed in fighting games on a Saturday night because I was really craving them, right? So we didn't have all of the crowd. I did notice there was less people on stream than usually would be there for like Friday night fights. There was support, and it wasn't bad. It was like $90, but we didn't hit the goal. All right. Now here's the thing. I want to get that momentum back. I want to hit that ground running. We had an outstanding first stream, and then we didn't hit the goal the second stream. Let's hit that goal today on this very stream. Let's hit it tonight on the Truck Sim stream. Let's keep that rolling in the right direction. If we hit goals every stream, do the math. 2 today, 2 tomorrow, first stream Tuesday, we can do DSP Tries It Super Chicks on Tuesday, which I want to do. That's my goal, is to do it after Tuesday's daytime stream, which would actually be the return of GTA 4 again. Okay, so I would love to do GTA 4 and then jump right into DSP Tries It Super Chicks. Now, if we get more support, if we get more than one goal on a stream, then we can do it even earlier. We can do it as early as tomorrow, all right? But let's see how things go. I'm excited. I hope that you guys will join me for all these fun streams coming up this week. It should be a good time. Notably, you might say, well, what are the streams this week? Let's take a very quick look at that. Here we are. So we've got the Level 1 podcast, Death Stranding 2, and American Truck Sim today. Tomorrow we have a podcast, plus the final ever stream of Blueprints. We're going to try to complete the throne room puzzle. It might take the whole stream. No matter what, it's the end of the game, because we now played Blueprints for something like 70 hours. That's enough. It's a great game, don't get me wrong, but man, it's basically worn out its welcome as a stream game. So we're going to do our final stream of that. Minecraft Chill on Monday night. Tuesday, we're not doing a podcast. We're going to go straight into GTA 4 with mods. Now, if we hit the goals, we're going to do DSP Tries It one of these days, okay? And then Tuesday night, the return of Mario Kart World Knockout Tour multiplayer. Wednesday, we'll have a return podcast with Death Stranding 2, and then either Truck Sim again, a second dose, or we'll do something different. We'll see how it goes. Thursday is the big day. No podcast on this Thursday because it's the premiere of Donkey Kong Bonanza, the actual first real full game for Switch 2, because I hate to say it, Mario Kart World was not a full game, even though they charged $80. It was pretty much of a ripoff. But I'm excited. Donkey Kong Bonanza looks amazing. I spelled it wrong, by the way. It's not Bonanza, it's Bonanza. I spelled it completely differently in two different spots there on the schedule. I'll have to fix that tonight. So it looks like it's kind of similar. It's from the makers of Mario Odyssey, which I absolutely loved. It was my game of the year 2017. Could a Donkey Kong game actually be my game of the year? We'll have to see. It's a possibility, all right? So that's all day Thursday. So we've got a very exciting week coming up. Hope that you guys will join me for all of the festivities and the fun. Okay. More shout-outs. We've got Ralph, who first did a $2 super sticker. So thank you to Ralph for that. But then Ralph did a $10 super chat to become the top super chatter of the day. So let's get that up on the leaderboard. And he says, DSP's career is about to turn 18, so we should have a legal age marathon. There you go, a legal age to stream marathon. There you go. Very nice. Thank you, Ralph. Appreciate that. Got a $5 super chat from It's Simply Eddie. In the future, would you be interested in playing GTA Vice City next gen mod? Of course. Eventually, that would be nice to maybe do that. I don't know the viability of that. You know, we had just played the GTA trilogy when they came out with their own remastered edition. What was it, like 3 years ago? And of course it was awful. Everyone knows that. But I had already just recently played those games. GTA 4 I hadn't played in over 6 years. So it made sense if I was going to do a GTA now to build up to GTA 6, it would be 4. And it looks amazing with mods, does it not? So good stuff there. But I would consider replaying it with mods. Absolutely I would. Okay. I received a $4.20 tip from Mork Z. Remember to give it to a try. The Academy mode in Truck Sim, please. And he says this 100 character limit sucks. I wonder why people are saying there's a 100 character limit on tips. Did they just recently change something through PayPal? Because I don't remember them having that previous. People used to send me ginormous messages and tips. Maybe it's been changed. Because PayPal does change things from time to time. Thank you, Mork. Well, Academy mode, I'm not sure. You're saying basically it's like training, right? Training how to drive. The thing is, I don't think that that's what people are really tuning in for me to do. they're tuning in to chill with me while I'm doing an activity, but also while we're kind of interacting and chatting. And I think people are looking forward to that, being that I've been away for over a week, and now it'll give them the opportunity to have that tonight. But maybe I'll look into it eventually. We'll see. Academy mode. Thank you for the tip, by the way. That's our first tip of the day from Work Z. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. Real life loser wants to know if I'll do any more content with Ethan Rao. Well, literally since I did Smart Guys with Ethan Ralph, I think I've spoken to the man twice. And once I think it was like, I'm trying to remember. I know that I did contact him like maybe a month after WrestleMania. And I said, just so you know, I haven't spoken with you because I'm not doing wrestling anymore. And that's what we were in contact about, Yeah, I hope that I wish you well or whatever. And he responded, he was like, yeah, I wish you well too. And that was it. Like, I don't think we have any common ground. He's not a gamer, right? I'm not into drama and politics. He's doing drama and politics. I'm doing gaming. There isn't really a crossover. You know what I mean? Like, if Ethan Ralph were to contact me and to say, Phil, I have a show where we're going to talk about a certain topic, and I feel like you could add to it, in a professional manner. You could be part of the fun conversation. I would consider it, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. He knows I don't want to do drama, and he knows I don't want to do politics. So there you have, I don't think that there is much of an opportunity to cross over, and that's the thing, you know. Whoa, Adenad, who is no, hold on. Danita? Adenad, or I'm changing his name backwards, is Danita. But Adenad did a $50 super chat, which gets me in a diaper in the animation. He says, it would be criminal if you don't sing the banana song in your Donkey Kong premiere. Really, it would be criminal if I didn't sing the banana song. You're sure about that? Is that really the first thing you think? I'm going to play the brand new Donkey Kong game, right? It's basically the one big game for Switch 2. Huge premiere. The game looks outstanding. First things in your mind, hey, will Phil sing the banana song? That's really the first thing that comes to mind, huh? Well, thanks for $50, and we'll have to see. Perhaps I'll have some special stuff in store for Donkey Kong. We'll just have to find out when the game comes out this Thursday. Okay. Worm343 did a $5 super chat. Can you tell my wife I miss her? She's Mexican and in Juarez. No. I don't even know what that means, but thanks for $5. I literally don't know what that means, but okay. Must be some weird reference that went right over my head. Thanks for $5 though. Okay. Eddie Chill says, you should have a minimum to read out tips like $10 because $4 tips are wasting time. Listen, in general, I don't complain about it. Like, I feel like any contributions are very welcomed, right? I don't really mind, people contributing in any way. And I'll shout out anything that's a positive contribution, okay? That's just my philosophy. Now, however, there are people who come on here every day and they'll try to tip like $1, and then they'll say something that's like toxic or drama or it's troll bait, it's a troll meme. And that I think is really stupid. All right, just being honest here. So I don't have animations for any tips lower than 420. So maybe I make it that if there's a tip that's lower than 420, I just don't read the message. I'll say thanks to the name, but I'll never read the message. I don't know. The thing is, I think everything's working fine the way it is. But if at any point, if people said, hey, this is annoying, or maybe Phil should change this or that, I would consider it. But I don't think that anything's going poorly right now. I think things are fine, right? Shout outs are working. Goals are being hit. People are happy. I'm happy. So there you have it. Stevester just did a 5-member bomb on YouTube. 5-memberunos. Thank you to Stevester. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. All right. So that means that it's $15 of support. And we are now up to $101 of support. 49 to go to hit our goal and get to 56 out of 60 goals and get closer to the Super Chicks DSP tries it. So now I got to look. I got to veer my eyes from the left to the right. To the left is the YouTube chat. I got to now kind of look a little bit over here to the right, because to the right is the Kick chat. And in the Kick chat, I see a bunch of active chatters who are having a good time. And I see absolutely no contributions. How about over on the Kick chat, we get some subs? How about that? Come on. Let's get it going. Let's get some subs. Wings is slyly alluding to suing his restreamers too. Are you guys doing a class action? No, Wings just copies everything I do. Wings watches me. Everyone knows it, and he copies all my ideas, and he does everything that I do because he wants to be successful. It's that simple. He's a copycat. Okay, Princess Luna, thanks for a $10 super chat. Good morning, Phil and YouTube chat. I hope that you have a good stream. Thank you so much, Princess Luna. Me too. I think we will. I think we're gonna have a good Death Stranding stream. I hope so, because I don't want to get bored playing the game, but you guys were awesome last stream where we had fun interaction, so I hope we keep that up today. Stormforce Gamer says you're on the way to the musician. After that, the next main order leads to a big fight, so make sure you're geared up for it. So musician and then main order is a boss fight. Gotcha. Cool. I also got a tip. I didn't know this. Someone said to me, you can only gain 1 star per delivery. So what I should do is when I do a story mission, deliver the story mission item first, because usually you get a whole star for a story mission. Then if you have any side stuff, hold off and deliver it in a separate delivery right immediately. And because I'm basically screwing myself over, I probably would have had many more star levels on the bases that I've been at, but the game never explains this mechanic, and it completely cheats you. Wait, are you telling me that in a Hideo Kojima game, something isn't fully explained to the gamer? No way. So thanks for that. I'll use that advice too. We'll see how it goes today, okay? Yes, I think that was also in Death Stranding 1, where each time you get to a base you make a delivery, you can only gain 1 star level per delivery. So if you're going to do a major story delivery, only deliver the story item first. Then after the good cutscene and everything that happens, re-deliver the rest of the stuff and you'll get extra experience. Pretty silly. So here's the deal, all right? I've covered the stuff that I wanted to talk about today in this first half hour. This show now is in the hands of you, the viewers. If you guys want to chat a lot, if you have good questions, good conversation, things to talk about, we can have this go the full length. But if you guys want to end it early, we could do that too. The power is yours, as Captain Planet would say. So if you tag me in the chat, we'll talk. We'll have some conversation. If you do a contribution, I'll do a shout out. All right. Let's get some subs over on Kick, because we already had super chats and tips and memberships. Let's get some subs. Stop dragging your feet. And then let's see what you guys want to do here on stream today. Okay? Can we get an emote of Vince McMahon falling back over in his chair? No, what does it have to do with me? No, we will not have that. What did you miss for the past 2 weeks? Well, Felix the Maid, here's the awesome thing. I archive all of my stuff, and all you need to do to find out what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks is check out this channel and its video history. So enjoy. Axel the Donkey 81 has gifted a membership. Thank you, Axel, for a gifted membership this morning. That's a $3 contribution there, so thanks so much for that. Good evening, LJJ. How's it going? It's afternoon. It just became afternoon for me, but you said you're across the pond there, so excellent. Yes, Toe Tickler Timmy says, I'm due a haircut. Well, with all the crazy stuff that's been going on, right? That kind of stuff has been the last thing on my mind. Now, hopefully now as I try to settle back into normalcy, we'll be able to start doing the more normal stuff again. All right, so yeah, I agree. My wife makes all the arrangements for our haircut appointments and stuff like that. I'll have to ask her, when we're doing it. I'm sure we're doing it soon, because you're right. I mean, the hair's getting long. I do need it. And it's the summer now. It'd be great to have shorter hair, for sure. What is the name of this screen? The Divum Pixu 64. That's what it's called. It is very hot, Axel. It is in the 80s to 90s degree Fahrenheit every day here in Washington State. The good thing is we don't have humidity. If we had humidity, it would be like Florida. But it's not. It's not tropical climate here. It's dry heat. So as long as you're in the shade, as long as you have air conditioning, it's good. You can stay cool. So I got the air conditioner pumping right now, and I probably will all day, and I'm good. And by the way, it's a brand new air conditioner I just bought a couple weeks ago. So we're good to go there. Why didn't I play the Avatar game? Because it was made by Ubisoft. It copied many of the game mechanics from games like Far Cry. I actually was interested in it, and I asked the audience at that time if they wanted it. They said no, do other stuff, so I never got around to playing it. It's that simple. People didn't seem too keen on me spending time on it, so I never touched it. If you sent me an email during my time away, I'm not going to respond at this point. I told you, I was away. All right. And I wasn't paying any attention because I was doing my own private, stuff. And then I come back and I'm not kidding you. I had something like 30 to 40 XDMs. I had like 50 to 60 emails. I had all people contacting me, everyone who basically I ever had like association with was like, dude, you never go away like that. Are you all right? And I appreciate that, but there's absolutely no way I could respond to every single one. I just telling everyone publicly, I'm back, I'm good. Thanks for the concern. Now we move forward, with normalcy. So NDO 103 is here. NDO has gifted a whopping 20 memberships on YouTube. That is the equivalent of $60 of support this morning. So thank you, NDO. It's good to see you. And let's get that on the leaderboard. Holy crap. And with that, it is absolutely official. This early on in the day, we have hit a goal on stream. We are now at 56 out of 60 goals. So let's go ahead, and I think it is time. This calls for a celebration. Thank you, everyone, for your support, for your engagement, for your chill attention, your vibes, and all your positivity. Thank you for allowing me to do what I love for a living. I truly love this job. If you haven't noticed, I have a great time every single day with all of you here on stream. Thank you so much for everything that you do for me and my family. And let's have a great chill day today. Let's get to 60 goals hit, and let's try some super chicks. Alrighty then. Very nice. So we are at 174. If we hit 300 on this stream, which is a possibility because we're not even close to done with the podcast yet, we could hit 2 goals. We'd be at 57. Then we'd only need 3 more goals to do Super Chicks DSP Tries It. Now, let me just say this. If we happen to hit 60 goals on this stream, I will order Super Chicks. And we will do it today on this stream. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that we're going to, because that would be 4 more goals. We would still have to do, let's see, $575 of support or something like that. That could happen. That could happen. We could get a big tip. We could get a bomb of subs over on Kick. We've had 0 subs so far today. In fact, so far we have nothing. This is a brand new week. That's right. The leaderboard reset overnight, and we have nothing. So let's get some subs over on Kick. Let's get that support rolling in the right direction. All right. And let's go. Come on. All right. So thank you, NDO. Amazing. Thank you. You're going to see this popping up for a while, guys, because 20 people are getting memberships right now. Cool. It's Divoom, Divoom, Pixoo, Pixoo 64. That's the frame. Yeah, I know there's a new tips law that's going to be in America for taxes that basically tips are not taxable. The question is, does that apply to me? I would hope it does, but I don't know if it does. This is something that I got to work out with my tax guy. That law won't even go into effect for at least another year. Anyway, anything that passes now doesn't affect until the next tax year. So I'll have to talk to my tax guy about it probably next year when I file my taxes. But for now, it doesn't really affect me at all. So, okay. Do I think I'll be doing this in my 50s and 60s? Yes, I will be doing this. I'll be doing what I love for a living until I die or I choose to hang it up. It's that simple. It's just that simple. I have the power to control my own destiny, and I wield it here in my clenched fist. Do you understand? I've never been to Vancouver. No, I've only been to Canada once, and it was to Newfoundland, or Newfoundland is how you spell it, but they pronounced it Newfoundland, which is like a fishing town / part of the country. It's very, very nautical, and they do all kinds of stuff out there. I was there when I worked for the helicopter company over 20 years ago. But since then, no, I have not been to Canada yet. Maybe someday. I might go to Canada someday. I do not watch sports. No, I do not. I used to have interest in American football and baseball back in the day, but it's been a long time. So I just don't have time for it, and I'm not too interested in it. Oh, interestingly enough, I think that it's a joke, but I had a few people contact me via DMs and emails yesterday asking me, so what is the deal with obtaining a license to restream me officially? Now, I think that these people are not serious, and here's why. I got like 5 or 6 of these messages. Not a single person said, here's my YouTube channel. Here's my Twitch channel. I do restream you regularly, and I don't want to get into trouble. Instead, they were just like, so what's the deal with the license? Very professional. So, what I'm going to do, I might do this shortly, actually set up an official way that people who are interested can contact me and pay me a fee to obtain a legal license to restream me for daily content. Then that way in the future, if and when I do exercise my right to have legal litigation against those who steal my content illegally on a daily basis, those people who purchased the license would be immune because they've been given permission to use my content. So I need to work on that because to be honest, I didn't think that anyone was going to care. But a bunch of people did contact me. But again, I don't think that they're real. I think that they're just like, people messing around because no one said, hey, so by the way, I am so and so, who you probably know. I'm one of your detractors and I restream your content daily. But actually, I think it's fair that I would pay you a fee to do it because I make a lot of money doing it. So what's the deal with that? Like, no one actually reached out to me like that. Instead, it was just like, hey, so how do I do it? Like, what? No. Because to be honest, to officially grant any license, I would have to know that information. I'd have to know your name. I'd have to know your channel. I'd have to know all your legal information to be sure that all your bases are covered. You know? To be fair, here's what it would be. All right. It would probably be a monthly or an annual fee. All right. Just like any other service. You pay a flat rate monthly or maybe a discount if you do it annually. All right. And all it is a fee that you pay, just like any other subscription service. And you will get official permission legally. There'll be like a contract written up that says you can now live restream my content and make your own content out of it. You have legal permission to do so. And that it would say, I would, via this contract, completely relinquish any legal rights to go after someone who purchases that agreement. Because think of it this way. Right now, there's probably 20, 30 people who are doing this. Out of that, maybe 10 actually are making a living doing it, right? But if those people paid me a reasonable amount every month, I mean, if they're making thousands and thousands of dollars a month as they're claiming, okay, then they could probably shell over like, $100 a month. So if there's 10, 20 people doing that and they all pay me and I'm making a couple thousand a month doing it, then why would I care? Go for it, right? And you're only making a living because of me. So there you go. But again, I haven't really worked it out yet because I'm in the early stages of everything. I announced yesterday that as of yesterday, I am officially have certain parties tracking all of the detractor content. They are now checking who's live restreaming, who's actually doing stuff after the fact transformatively, because that stuff's fine. I've never had a problem with someone making a transformative work of me. If it's defamatory, yeah, there's a problem there. But transformative versus actually live rebroadcasting without permission, without giving the creator a chance to have their content digested and make money first, that's illegal. You have to give a chance for the original broadcast to go first before you can then try to rebroadcast. It's not legal to do that. You understand? So all of this is now being tracked day by day, hour by hour. And all this evidence will be used in the future. So there you have it. Do I really want to do business with these guys? Listen, Toe Tickler Timmy, it's this simple. You can't change people's behavior. But the thing is, instead of just saying, I'm staunchly against it, I don't want anyone to do it, they're going to do it anyway. So instead, make it so that at least if it's going to happen, that I benefit from it, right? I can't stop them from making the content, but I can actually tell them, hey, if you want to do it, you got to pay. Exactly. Princess Luna just said there's nothing wrong with getting paid for something they're doing anyway. Exactly right. Only now they would have protection that I would never go and try to get them for doing it later on in a court of law. And I think that's only fair. You're already making so much off of me. You literally, this week when I was gone, was 100% legal evidence that without me, they have no content because they had nothing. They had absolutely nothing to do. They were bored and they had no income and no content coming in. So there you have it. No, I did not say that. I did not say $100 per stream. That's not what I said. Like I said, I haven't figured anything out yet. That's something that I would have to work on my end What I would have to do is probably have like a site created where someone could go and have a web form filled in with their information, like their name, their YouTube channel, or their Twitch channel, you know, information like how much do you stream, Phil, blah, blah, blah. And then basically they would pay this licensing fee either once a month or an annual discount, like a yearly discount to do it for like a year. And then it gives them a contract that says, you are now, here you go. Here's your contract. You have now have the right to do this for this amount of time, and no one can go after you for it. Yes, but here's the funny part. Forsen says, to sue one of these guys, you're looking at $50,000 or more, and it's not worth it. Here's the thing, though, Forsen. There's a lot of them. If it was one person doing it, I would agree with you. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. Going after one guy, small potatoes. There's a lot of these people doing it, making money. All of that money is mine. You understand that? It's literally all mine because it's all my content that's being stolen illegally. I have a legal right to all of that content. I do. So if you add it all together, it's big money. It's big money and big prizes, let me tell you. Because sometimes you can win a ruling, you can just do a settlement. I would assume if I were to ever take this seriously and take it to court, these people do not want to go all the way because I will own everything they've ever made. Every dollar they ever made restreaming my content, I will recoup. And then legal fees on top of that. They don't want that. So they're all going to settle. They're all going to hit me with nice, big, juicy settlements just to get this to stop so they don't have to bleed in court for years after years. They don't have a foot to stand on. No, I don't think that YouTube will demonetize any detractors on July 15th. All YouTube ever does is they have rules, and then they very, very selectively enforce the rules. If there's a big stink about something, sometimes they'll enforce the rules. Other times they'll completely ignore rules. It's really stupid. All right. So what it is, they already have a policy. And that policy says you cannot upload what they consider to be spam content, regurgitated content, non-original content. What does that mean? Literally copying someone else's content and re-uploading it to your channel, live restreaming someone else. It's already not allowed on YouTube. The thing is, YouTube doesn't enforce it. People have been reported a million times. YouTube doesn't enforce any of it. So now what YouTube is saying is apparently they're going to enforce it. Does that mean anything's going to change? I very much doubt it. Very, very much doubt it. Cydia says no one will pay you a license because the audience of the detractors would ridicule them into oblivion. Why would they know? I'm not an asshole. I wouldn't have a public listing of those who bought the licenses. That would be a legal contract between me and the streamer. That's it. It wouldn't be known publicly. All right. Well, I've had enough talking about that anyway. This is stuff that's behind the scenes stuff. It's you guys like the drama. I don't. All right. I much more rather just chill and talk about anything else but this nonsense. Seriously. So what would you guys like to talk about today outside of this baloney? I have no idea what that is, Nemesis, and I can't pronounce it. Umamusumume? What the hell is that? He says, are you going to play Umamusumumi? What? I don't have a Steam Deck. I have no reason for a Steam Deck. I have a pretty good gaming PC, so I don't need a Steam Deck. What is the RGB theme for today? It is called Embers. Embers. So, you know, in a fire, the embers burn beneath. What's for dinner? I think we're just doing something simple today, like maybe like a soup and sandwich or something like that. I don't know. You guys always ask me this. I usually don't know. Okay. It's got crap all over it. What happened here? I spilled water. Oh, it's water. Okay. I thought it was dirt. It's just water. I must have dribbled a little bit. Dan Zach did a $5 super chat, and he says, do you like Lucky Gold? I think they are a silly horse. And he did a horse emo. I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you speaking of? What does that mean? Are you okay? Should I send help over there? Is this some secret code? Is this like when you're calling to order pizza, but you're actually kidnapped and you're trying to give like the pizza guy hints that you need help? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, 184. We got some good momentum. towards hitting 2 goals on this stream. Let's do it. Let's get, again, I have to draw my attention slightly to the right and direct my attention to the Kick chat and say, what's the deal? We have $184 to support and not a sub in sight. Not a sub in sight? That ain't right. No subs in sight, then things ain't right. Let's get some subs over on Kick this very moment, right now. Let's do it. Who's going to be the first sub on Kick? Who's it going to be? Right now, 1 sub on Kick. I'm going to sit here with my arms folded like this until we get 1 single sub from Kick. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to do anything until we get 1 sub. Why is my shirt crooked? Until we get 1 sub on Kick, I'm not going to do anything. In fact, you know what? My shirt, it really is crooked. Like, it's bothering me. What is going on with this shirt today? I don't know. Here's what I'm going to do. Ready? I'm going to sit back and I'm going to relax. Take my feet up here. All right? Go. Oh, it's relaxing, actually. I put my legs up. Oh, this is nice. I should do this more often. This is very comfortable. Wow. Excellent. All right. Waiting for a singular sub. 1 sub is all it will take. And then we can get back to our usual routine. But we got to get something going on Kick over there. I don't know what's going on. How many viewers do I have on Kick right now? Let's take a look. How many we got over there today? 83? We got 83 of you sitting there with your thumbs stuck up your buttholes? 83 viewers. Comparing to that, we have 231 YouTube viewers. So about 3 times as many on YouTube than on Kick, but they've got 100% of the support. The YouTube viewers deserve some love this morning. I want to say thank you to the YouTube viewers this morning. In fact, I'm going to give you applause. Thank you to YouTube for being nice to me, for supporting me, for liking the content, and for being here for me when I need you. You guys are awesome. Seriously, I actually legit appreciate that. All right, I do. Wait, what is this resub? Hold on a second here. What is this? Hold on a second. What is this tomfoolery? All right, no, it actually is legit. Okay, I was going to say I think someone popped their resub message and it wasn't going to count. That actually is a legit sub. So thank you to Stevester. Wait a minute. Stevester, that's you from YouTube. It's Stevester YT from YouTube. Stevester, what are you doing? Stevester, you already super chatted twice. Why did you do that? So even when it looked like there was a redeeming moment for Kick, it was a YouTube guy. Come on, Kick. What is wrong with you? Are you kidding me? Oh, no. A YouTuber had to come over to Kick to get Kick to stop being so embarrassed. Oh, my God. That's ridiculous. Well, let's count it. All right. Thank you, Stevester. I mean, that's really embarrassing. A YouTuber had to come save Kick? What the heck? I typed the wrong thing. It's 9. There we go. I can't. It's hard to see with sunglasses on. I couldn't see what button I was pushing. All right. We're at 189. Are you kidding me? Stevester from YouTube came to save Kick. Stevester breaks through like the superhero. He busts through the wall. I'll save you. Super Stevester here to save all the Kick no loads. The brokey bums on Kick. Ha ha. Oh my God. Come on, man. You've got to be kidding me. Like Dirk Daring or whatever his name is from back in the day. Oh, man. Someone did $1.11 tips and make the goofiest face and sound you can. I think I just did. I think I literally just did. Wow. So really, we're not going to get a legit, by the way, we're up to 190 now, thank you. We're not going to get a legit sub today, are we? Wow. Can we get a sub by the end of the podcast over on Kick? A real one, not a YouTuber coming to try to save your asses. Can we get one sub? This is ridiculous. Many of us are struggling financially, says Michelle Soguchi. So get a job. Usually, when you're struggling financially, is what you do is you seek employment. You go out and you do some work, and in exchange for the work, you receive financial compensation. Then you can spend said compensation on whatever you want, like a sub. That's amazing. Oh, man. They're hate watching. Why would they contribute? I mean, in a lot of cases, you're right. Again, we're not dumb. We know that a lot of the people who sit there in the Kick chat are the holdovers from the Kino Casino baloney arc, right? We know this. Some of them are not. Some of them are legit fans and fun people, and some are just toxic dicks. And they sit there and they think that they're actually, doing something. I don't know what they think they're doing. I don't get it. The best part about it is these people still don't understand it. Like this person who says, begging for money while telling people to get a job is true art. What I do is called entertainment, genius. I entertain an audience for free, but then I ask for compensation and I receive said compensation. It's work. And in fact, there is an art to it. There is. That's why not everyone can do it. Get it? That's why so many people try to do it and fail. Because they don't have it. They don't have the charisma. They don't have the focus. They don't have the drive. They don't have the skill. They can't enunciate. They can't talk. They can't interact. They can't do it. If anyone could do it, why wouldn't everyone be doing it? Exactly. It's work. You need talent. You need skill. You need all those things to be successful, just like any other job. And the truth is, I don't have to answer to anyone. I don't have a boss that yells at me and says, me, but I'm doing things wrong. I'm my own boss. So I'm a step above people who have to work the 9 to 5. And by the way, I am not crapping on people who have to work the 9 to 5. I was there for a very long time, right? I had a job since I was 15 years old. I wasn't even legally able to be employed, and I had a job where I was getting paid under the table to make my own money so that I could pay for things myself. And I had a job since I was 15 all the way until I was laid off from my job at the helicopter company in 2010. And then I started work for myself. I started my own company. And now here I am, 15 years later, successful. This is not begging. This is called self-employment, you incredible moron. I have my own company that's legally registered. I pay taxes. I do everything like anyone who has their own company. Just because it's a business model you don't like because you're jealous doesn't mean that it's not a business. It just means you're a broke bum who's jealous that I'm successful and you're not. Look in the mirror. See that? That's the most jealous person on the planet, or else you wouldn't be in my chat typing like that. Now go get a fucking job and leave me alone. Yes, because keep in mind, anyone who has a sponsorship and has a referral link, anyone who pushes a product, anyone who has any way that you can contribute, a Patreon, a GoFundMe, a PayPal for tips, anyone who does that, they don't have a job, right? They don't have a job. No, they're not employed. Well, I hate to tell you this, the feds think I'm employed. The feds say that I have a legally registered business that I pay taxes on. So if the feds say I am, that's good enough for me, all right? That's all I know. I should put this away now. Because when I wear these, my eyes get all messed up. Really? Cydia says now, Twitch implemented a feature if you get banned from a stream, not only can't you chat, but they black out your screen. You can't even see the stream. So what's next? Next, if you get banned, they come to your house, someone rings your doorbell, you open the door, and someone goes, doink, right in your eyes. Like, now you can't see the stream, bitch. And then they close the door. Oh, my God. That's great. That's amazing. All right, guys, what else do you want to talk about? Or are we, have we exhausted the silliness factor of the topics today? We've already gone an hour. And we've exceeded the support goal, which is amazing. So thank you for that. We're in prime position to hit another goal. We're at 190 out of 300. We can absolutely hit another goal on this stream today. We still got some podcasts going. We still got the entire gameplay portion of Death Stranding 2. It would be great to hit 2. because then we've been in prime position for DSP tries it in the next couple of days, which is what I want to do. I want to do it by Tuesday. Really? I'm at the part where I don't get to shoot for a while. Huh? Really? So we're at a part, what is it going to be? Giant narrative? Oh, man. It's going to be boring. Please tell me it's not going to be boring. Last stream was boring. Last stream, all we did is we had to get through the stupid BTs to get to that guy, the sniper, right? Then we had to go take out 2 camps of bandits. That was fucking boring. I hope it's not boring today, man. It's going to be boring for a while. Oh, no, you don't know. They're not playing it. He's just saying that. I should get an aquarium? What do you mean by that, Scale Scholar? Why should I get an aquarium? I'm interested in getting some nice fish because fish are very relaxing, right? Number one, some fish are very social. If you're not aware, they react to you. When you walk up, they'll swim right up to you and they'll swim around and react to you. You know, you move your fingers, they'll come to you. And of course, they're looking for food, but they can be pretty social. I've seen some cool, aquariums that have like little mini frogs and stuff. I like those cleaner shrimps. Those things are cool, man. And they clean your tank for you. And they look amazing. They're like really cool. Those legs and everything moving under there. Pretty neat. I'd like to have an aquarium at some point in my life, but we used to have a guy who would come on here. At this point, I've forgotten his name because he hasn't been here in a while, but he used to be a regular and he was an aquarium guy. And he told me about it. He's like, once you pay a lot of money up front to set up a good aquarium, then it's not a lot of money for the upkeep. The problem is the upfront cost. Like if you want a good aquarium set up, you're talking minimum $750 to maybe over $1,000. But then you'll have a big tank, you'll have everything, the good pump, the light, everything you need. You spend it all up front. Then all you got to do is it's kind of self-sufficient. Every once in a while, you have to drain it out, but it's not all the time, right? But my problem would be number one, it's kind of a really big investment upfront cost. That's number one. And number two, I don't know if I really want to deal with the cleaning of draining this tank every once in a while. It seems like a big hassle, right? I don't know. I'd have to really, research it to really get a handle on what it is. Yes, it was Coral Guy. That's correct. Coral Guy was the guy who used to come by and talk about the fish in the aquariums. And I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. And the other thing is, like, where would I put it? I have many places I could put it. I could put it in my living room. I could put it in my dining room. It would be nice. Obviously, the idea is to have it downstairs because that's where I can see it all the time. It would be nice up here, right? But I don't see the reason. I don't want to have it in here and then stuck in here. I'm not in this room when I'm not streaming. So I would never see it at the times that I want to relax. I would never see it. And that's the other problem is if I set it up here, I can never bring it downstairs. It's too heavy. I have a giant staircase, to get up to get to the second floor. It's something to think about in the future. I'm not in any rush to think about something like that right now, honestly. So, see, I don't know. Would I get saltwater or freshwater? I don't know. I haven't studied this stuff, I think the shrimp are all saltwater, aren't they? I think they are. I think frogs are freshwater and these shrimp are saltwater. Really? Bookworm says saltwater would require a lot of expertise to maintain. Hey. So probably not what I would want to start with. Saltwater is big upkeep and expensive. Ugh. Well, you would think so. If it says saltwater, not only do you have to maintain the proper saline level, but you probably have to have a whole bunch of filters and temperature and all that jazz to make sure that the water stays correct as if it's like the ocean, right? As opposed to fresh water, you just got to keep it clean, but you're not trying to maintain this mineral level in there. So it's probably way easier. Put fake fish inside a tank, no maintenance. Yeah, like this. I could turn this into a fish tank. I really could. I could just have this be virtual fish all day, swimming by, but it'd be pixelated virtual fish. You do? Spawn Killer says he owns $5,000 of fish. Dang. You probably have good ones, like real big, rare, nice ones, right? To spend that much money on it. What's up, Big Mac? How are you this morning? Good to see you. Well, this afternoon, excuse me. Do I have an unused monitor that I could use as a decoration? I do. I have an extra one over there that I'm not using anymore because I had a dual monitor setup. But now that I'm with the new computers, I don't use dual monitor anymore. I just use the one monitor to do everything. It's fine. So I do have an extra monitor. Yikes, yeah. Archmage says you'd have to maintain salinity, which is salt level, pH balance, that's the acid level, correct? Alkalinity, and calcium levels. Yeesh. It's too much. Too much work. What's my favorite Donkey Kong game of all time? Well, Well, I've played a lot. Let me think about this. I played original Donkey Kong. I played Donkey Kong Jr. Okay. I played, obviously, the games that Donkey Kong was in, like, for example, Mario Kart. I've played all 3 Donkey Kong countries on stream. We've beaten them all, right? We played Donkey Kong 64. And then I started playing the other ones, like Donkey Kong Country Returns, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. That's about the extent of what I've played. There may very well be more. I never, like, remember there's the Bongos game? I never played that. Um, so out of all those Donkey Kong games, right? Like, what would be my favorite? I mean, it's probably one of the countries, but I don't remember which ones was the best one. Was it the second one? I don't remember the difference between them, but I know that they were good. One of them was annoying. One of them was really fun, but I can't remember. It was probably one of the countries. I think it was 2, but I don't remember. Do I think the name Diddy Kong aged well? Dude, P. Diddy stole the name Diddy from Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong was before P. Diddy. You know that, right? Because he used to be Puff Daddy, and then he changed his name to P. Diddy. He was Puff Daddy, and Diddy existed before him. So he actually stole the name from the fucking monkey. Really? I don't even want to say that on stream. I'll get in trouble. Demolition Daddy says Biggie, Biggie Smalls, called him Diddy Kong because he was, and that's all I'm going to say. I can't say the rest. Iron Man the Powers is going to go see the new Superman movie today. Cool. I've heard good things. People seem to say the movie is very good. I will probably check it out when it goes on demand on Max. Or actually, if you didn't know, it's HBO Max again. They went from like HBO Plus to HBO Max to Max, and now they're back to HBO Max again. It's officially changed. So when it goes on there on demand, I'll probably watch it. Do you have to pay game developers a licensing fee to play their games on stream? Yes, that's what you're paying for when you buy it. You understand that, right? Let's say, for example, today we're playing Death Stranding 2. I did not pay Hideo Kojima to own his game. I don't own it. I own a license to play and create content from his game. That's what I paid him for. 100% correct. You don't own the game. You don't have the rights to the game. You can't give the code of the game to somebody else. You don't have that right. You just have the right to play it. No, there's no such thing as a physical copy. Forget it. I'm not going to argue with people because they don't understand law. All right. Any final topics, everyone, or shall we wrap it up for today? I'm okay with wrapping it up a few minutes early and getting ready for Death Stranding 2 if you guys are. And thank you for the early support. I mean, we're almost at $200 already. Hopefully, we will hit a second goal by the end of the stream. That would get us a lot of momentum towards our DSP Tries It, which we want to do as soon as possible this week. Like I said, hell, I would do it right now on this stream. If we were to get enough support to hit 60 goals, I would do it right now. That would be what? $510. If I get $510 support right now, we will order Super Chicks and have it at the end of the Death Stranding 2 segment. We'll do DSP Tries It, which I'd love to do because we haven't done one in over a week now. Got to get back into the momentum. Which hat was my favorite? For me, the hats were about comfort. And so some of the most comfortable hats, no lie, the Pikachu hat was like super comfortable. The red fedora was very comfortable. Those were my favorite hats because it didn't feel like I was wearing a hat when I had them on. All right, is that it? I don't see much else people are talking about, so we'll probably wrap it up. Last chance if anyone wants to chat or support, or else we're going to wrap up the show a tiny bit early today and get ready for gameplay. Speak now or forever hold your peace, although you can easily talk to me when I'm playing the game too. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not shutting down the chat. Okay. All right, well, here's the deal. So I was originally going to say no podcast tomorrow, but tomorrow is Blueprints. And quite frankly, I don't think it's going to take 3+ hours in Blueprints to do this throne puzzle. So I was like, we will do a podcast tomorrow, but I hope that there's like some game news or something that happens. Because right now, there's not a lot going on to talk about, right? So we could easily do another chill session tomorrow, but I don't know how long it's going to take. We are not going to do a podcast this Tuesday when I do GTA 4. And we're also definitely not going to do a podcast on Thursday when it's Donkey Kong Bonanza. For that, it's going to be a no podcast day so we could jump right into the game and get maximum gameplay. Okay? Okay. Thank you, God. What the hell? Is it working? Okay, it is. Thank you guys very much for a chill show. I hope that you enjoyed. I will be back tomorrow with another relaxing episode of the Level 1 Podcast. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.